Hanging in announcements. There we go.
Very cool. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We have a fieryrage versus HLO, our last match of the weekend, and a winner's bracket match at that. Fieryrage, probably the favorite in this match today, but HLO looking to possibly pick up a win against him. Fiery has won both of his other tournament matches this weekend in other tournaments, including Nick. So should be interesting to see if HLO will be the first person this weekend to shut him down. Into the first map here. No modification 4, picked by HLO.
Yeah, that is, of course, the alt map, Disappearance Addiction. Quite a lot of more snappy aim in this map rather than flow aim, like with a lot of alt picks.
That makes it the perfect candidate to be called an aim map as well. We fulfill 2 categories with 1 map, everybody. That's how we feel about it. Absolutely. We have had the bans concluded already. No mod 5, the speed pick was banned by fieryrage, and HLO eliminated Hidden 1 once again, as most players have done.
Eliminated Michael.
Ah, yes, Michael has been eliminated. Into the first key eye of the map here, just past the quarter waypoint. We do have some interesting star jumps here. We have seen some breaks before. We saw Unexpected yesterday in the losers bracket. He did full combo this map the first way through, but he did find some breaks at the end of this first section with the wide jumps here, right at the end. And both players hitting them in this match here. fieryrage with a noticeable accuracy lead of about 1%.
Yeah, but still full combos for both of them, like you're saying, so halfway through, definitely still anyone's map, but fieryrage is to lose right now. It does have that act lead and score lead to go along with it.
HLO actually dropping a couple 100s on those sliders, I think.
So he has, yeah, that is true. He lost quite a bit of accuracy.
Yeah, he's lost a bunch of accuracy into this next section, down below 97%. Now almost a 3% accuracy lead for fieryrage.
fieryrage actually dropped about 4 or 5 100s on those repeat sliders right there, so he's down closer to 99%, but certainly not as far as HLO. And you saw actually a couple of seconds ago, HLO only about 20k behind fieryrage, now with the accuracy deficit closer to 40 to 50k behind.
And there's a miss for, yeah, HLO with the first miss. So fieryrage now still with the full combo, still with the accuracy lead, over 3/4 of the way in. Should be able to take this as a first breakpoint.
Circle.
Good pick for HLO. HLO certainly not putting up a bad performance on this map, and it was a good pick for him, it seems, but fieryrage proving just to be super strong, not wavering. We've seen that many other times, and you know, with the history of fieryrage and just how strong he is in 1v1 tournaments, it's so hard to take him down as able to play virtually anything. HLO finding one more break here at the ending is certainly not going to do him any favors, and fieryrage is going to continue with the full combo, unrelenting in the end of the map here as we come into the final set of jumps, and that will conclude the first map with fieryrage on a break point.
Yeah, is able to find the full combo for the breakpoint at that, over 99% accuracy. Definitely one of the best plays we've seen on that map this weekend. Not a lot of people finding an FC, and still very few finding a 1 miss with the combo that HLO had as well. So really good scores from both players, but fieryrage just pulling out all the stops for that breakpoint.
HD2 is going to be the next pick that we have today. fieryrage is going to go with Zex Summer with the cut streams. And HLO, certainly not the player I would give the advantage on a hidden pick, but we could be surprised. We have seen some players that we wouldn't necessarily pick to win a hidden map that have taken breakpoints on them. So fieryrage is going to have to put up a good performance. HLO is a great player regardless of how fieryrage does in this match, so he does not have to feel, you know, too nervous about this. And as fieryrage finds the first break, it's exactly what I was mentioning earlier. We've seen a lot of breakpoints. There's a lot of awkward aim in the cut streams here at the beginning and in the middle sections that people break on, and there's HLO as well. So we already have one combo reset for both players. Fire Rage has not found a break past that initial miss aim. And as we come into a little bit of a slow section after the introduction before the first KI, HLO drops quite a few hundreds there, but both players holding combo into the finish here. Fiery Rage in the accuracy lead and has the combo by just a little bit, about 80 combo over HLO in the positioning of the misses. And as the map progresses, that's going to matter a little bit more with that slight bit of combo. The accuracy certainly can multiply that.
Welcome, Gaucho Man.
Gaucho Man, we have another commentator, ladies and gentlemen. Unless he just left.
Maybe.
Maybe.
He's in the Twitch chat, not in the stream chat.
Well, maybe he should come commentate.
Fuck you.
Scub Domino will be joining.
4-man commentary. Let's go.
Absolutely. I mean, we have seen it before. Can't say it works well, but it happens.
Nope, it does not work well. Can confirm.
Nope.
Can confirm.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we do still have both players holding on to some pretty big combos through this first Ki. Fire Rage, of course, still having the better accuracy by about that 2%, and HLO, with that very early break, will start to matter the later we get into the map.
And HLO finds that first break.
Yeah, that's second set of misses for HLO now, along with either that first slider break or miss at the very beginning of the map, now right before the umbrella slider.
There we go into the second slow section rather, before the second Ki here. Fiery Rage actually finds a slider break right there, and a couple of misses afterwards, but HLO about 90,000 score behind, and finally finding some more misses right there is certainly going to keep him behind Fiery Rage right now with about a 100,000 score deficit. Ooh, and Fiery Rage finds a break right at the end of that one space stream section, and as we come into the final section of the map here, that combo on HLO disappears once again, and Fire Rage is also going to have the lead. So unfortunately, what do you say in a situation like this? Fire Rage actually finding quite a few misses at the end here, but HLO continues to follow up Fiery Rage with a miss at almost the exact same sections, which, you know, HLO's had plenty of opportunities to make a comeback in the end of this map here, but unfortunately some breaks for him have been keeping him exactly where he sat, even though Fiery Rage has found quite a few misses. With that score deficit being too great at about 1/8 of the map left coming in here, and there's only a slow section with some basic scream sliders here, there's not too many opportunities for players to find a break. And it looks like we're going to have another point going over to Fiery Rage, his own pick this time.
Yep, Fire Rage dropping a couple 50s at the end, but that won't matter. Fire Rage will be taking he'll be taking that point.
So not exactly a low miscount in the accuracy deficit that HLO had. The map virtually gone by the end. Fire Rage at 50 count at 21. 3 times exactly HLO's. HLO is going to go for a double time pick for the next one. We are going to be seeing the 10.3 step into the light, the song that I mentioned yesterday, the Temanite song that does not sound like Temanite.
No, very, very finger control-y alting pick. Kind of a weird style of map to see in a 10.3 pick, but at this level of play, making the map more interesting and sort of difficult to read with 10.3 is should be prioritized over making it more standard for sure, and this map definitely fits that bill.
A lot of good jumps in this map and a lot of places for people to break. We saw a couple of matches yesterday. Place that catches a lot of players is right before one of the build-ups here. Towards the beginning of the map, actually, there is a triples wide jump section where it's these wide triangles, and right there is what you saw, and the HLO finds the break on them, as I mentioned. That's a very difficult section. We've seen a lot of players break on that if you're not expecting it, or you can just under-aim it very slightly. Especially with the continuing velocity of them as they just get bigger as you go through it. But that is HLO's only break and only about 70 combo in. And with Fiery Rage breaking about 200 combo in, that's going to be an advantage for HLO. And he might actually take the score lead here if he's able to hold combo.
Yeah, doesn't have the accuracy lead. In fact, behind by about a full % on Fiery Rage. But with that, about 120 combo lead. Oh, and that's going to be a miss on one of the slower jump sections for HLO. No longer has that combo lead, and Fiery Rage is mapped to lose once again.
I think HLO's slider break on something. Definitely not helping him in any way.
So here we are into the slow-ish.
Yeah, HLO finding another break there. Looked like a slider break on that triple into a slider. And Fiery Rage still comboing after his initial earlier break. So does have a pretty significant score lead now into the last quarter of the map. And that window of opportunity for HLO to make a comeback has pretty much closed at this point.
Right into the finish here. Fiery Rage bar that one unfortunate break at the beginning does miss the full combo that he could have had here, but matters not at the end here. HLO is simply finding more breaks.
Last couple seconds on the map, and Fiery Rage will undoubtedly take that point as well.
So there is 3-0 for Fiery Rage. This is only a best of 9 still, so 2 more points for Fiery Rage to take the win. Map. Match. With the 0 miss from Fiery Rage, only the 1 slider break for him. HR1, King for a Day, is going to be the next pick from Fiery Rage. Actually the first Hard Rock we've seen from him in the thus far. Normally Fiery Rage probably erring more towards the side of Hard Rock, but staying a little bit farther away from it, as I feel like he doesn't feel the need that, to use this strong mod. As we jump into the 4th map here.
HLO.
Oh no.
Hoping for a freebie on this one, but probably not gonna happen. Fiery Rage, not exactly known for giving out points. Obviously a good sport, but going to take the win if he can, for sure.
Yeah. You know, especially with a match like this and only being best of 9, this is only a round of 16 match. We are not even in the quarterfinals yet, which is next weekend. So, you know, at this stage, players at the level of Fiery Rage and high-performing tournament players really just don't want to spend more time on these matches than they really need to, especially with later stages coming up as we do go quarterfinals with best of 11, semifinals as well, and then move on to finals and grand finals with best of 13, which will be prolonged enough with an extra point having to be won on both of those respective weekends.
Yeah.
HLO has found quite a fair amount of breaks in the beginning, and I think almost at the end of the first KI.
And then Fiery Rage with that accuracy lead as well, certainly helping him top of those breaks there. So he's got a very decent score lead, almost double, but Fiery Rage actually finds a break here at the halfway point of the map.
Does find that slider break, but like Nightbeat was saying, there's a lot of earlier breaks for HLO, and especially a large AC lead for Fiery Rage, still up over 120,000 score, and this is pretty much what you expect on a CS 6.5 HR pick for Fiery Rage. HLO finding another couple of breaks right into this next KI as well, so.
Yeah. Fiery Rage just the master of the hard rock pool to most of an extent, and only a couple breaks from him on some more difficult sections of the map, and you can see some of them are even just unfortunate misses for slipping his mouse around, or maybe even some mouse drift on a map that's got more slow jumps than as this does. You know, mouse drift can take a little bit of an effect.
And with just a couple more seconds left, Fiery Rage will also be taking this map as well.
There it is in the finish of this pick here. Fiery Rage on another point against HLO. Match point 4-0 for Fiery Rage. HLO has to win this. He's going to try doing that on Nomad 3 Ultra Function. Not exactly the pick that I would have gone for against Fiery Rage if you're trying to win this match against him, but, you know, a fun pick to play nonetheless.
Apparently it is an okay pick against him. Not too fond of this map, so could be one of the picks he's put the least amount of practice into, given that players tend to not practice maps that they don't like as much, for sure.
This is very true, but, you know, when you hit level of Fiery Rage, I think a map that, you know, I'd say this probably has one of the higher skill caps in the pool in terms of aim that is required for the map. So I feel like even though Fiery Rage inherently believes he has the disadvantage here, I think the way that he plays, and, you know, we've seen Fiery Rage actually pulled up a very impressive score if any of you watched Nick's Winter Tour on the Nomad 3 tech map for that pool. Very impressive scores on that, and I don't believe he'll have any more trouble on this than he did on that. There's not too many ridiculous aim patterns in this map. There is some interesting sections that you can find a break on, but most of it's fairly standard, just sliders and some zigzag patterns right here. You saw the first one come up right there, but this is basically just finger control and aim right now, and Fiery Rage proving to us with that double SS that he is certainly not as in the behind as he believes he is. Finally dropping a 100, and HLO with the first break is going to send this immediately over to Fiery Rage with a quarter of the map already done. First breakdown section here before the Ki. HLO continuing to find more breaks is certainly going to continue pushing this over to Fiery Rage's side. And when he's already on a 4-0 lead, that is not something that you want to be seeing here.
No, HLO again with another slider break and a few misses on a space stream to follow up after. Fiery Rage still holding the full combo with almost 99.5% accuracy, just over halfway through now. Looking very, very strong on this. Does find a slider break as I say that, of course, but should still be able to take this pick. I think there's not a significant combo lead for HLO, and still the massive act lead for Fiery.
Definitely. HLO would probably have to full combo the rest of the map, and with that break that he just received a couple seconds ago, it's certainly not going to do him too many favors with Fiery Rage in the combo lead once again.
Already approaching the last couple seconds of the map again.
Well past that quarterway left marker here, and both players building up a decent combo now, but Fiery is just going to be continuing his score while HLO has to recover his right now, which is just going to keep him in the lead. Even if Fiery Rage found a break, unfortunately there's not enough map left for HLO to make a comeback unless Fiery basically stopped playing. And even then, I actually don't know if there would be enough notes left in the map for him to lose the sufficient score. And it looks to me like Fiery Rage is going to be the winner of the final match of the round of 16 as we come into the conclusion with an S rank on Ultra Function.
Let's not discredit HLO. There's a reason this player was in the winners bracket. They put up some very, very good scores during this match, particularly the first score on, I believe, Nomad 4 was one of the best scores that we've seen. It's just that Fiery Rage is performing on a different level and putting up even better scores on every single map, just that damn good at everything.
Yep, and HLO certainly not going to be eliminated yet with his run in the losers bracket. So So as we conclude the map here, fieryrage going to leave, and so is HLO, and that is the conclusion of the final round of 16 match.
Yep.
It is now time for the quarterfinals this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, we got a few very good matchups coming up for you there. fieryrage versus Kablaze going on to face him in the next round. Fancy Lad versus Denny or Nezar as well in winner's bracket. Yokespie versus Exarch, and Kingling versus Bartek. 4 very, very good matchups that definitely won't want to miss. Losers bracket as well will have some pretty good matchups there. Lee versus Din. Clickers Do 58 versus Faye. Justman versus Nero as well. C versus Androids. Cappy versus Rairiku. There's, at this point in the tournament, with all the very good players left, most of these matchups are going to be something you won't want to miss. Going to be very good matchups.
Very true. So we thank you all for watching. Very cool matchup. We will have the map pool released for you with schedules in let's say within the next 3 hours, 2 hours. A little bit earlier than we usually release it at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be getting those out slightly early. So we hope you all enjoyed. See you next week.
We will see you next time. Thank you for watching.